This week on Project Superpower. Listen, I have no time. I come from the future. You need to remove your phone, put it somewhere, and forget it for 7 days. You need to stop watching TV, remove all electronics. Why? Because you're gonna discover the greatest superpower of all. And you're gonna thank me in 7 days. Now, I don't have time. I have to go. You need to do that. Do that! You understand? Bye. Okay, so that happened. I guess this week.
I'm doing digital detox.
Hey Alex, how are you? I know you
Okay.
already done such similar retreat when you went and for 7 days you were just away from everything, away from your technology. You just left the phone and forgot about it. So I just want to hear your experience on that. Maybe a few advices if you have on how to do this.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Well, I wish you luck. It's a real. This is going to be a real challenge because technology is so integrated into life now. It's very difficult to get away from interacting with technology. You know, just sat here. I've got the television screen here in front of me. I've got my computer here beside me. I'm using the headphones. I'm using my phone to speak with you. So it's really integrated into what we're doing. And when I went away for the retreat, it was 10 days like silent meditation. And I remember handing my phone in to the course leader at this retreat. And I was really anxious. I can still feel this kind of tension in my chest because like you know, my coaching business is online. I meet clients face to face, but I do a lot of work online with people around the world. So my phone is my business. My computer is my business, and it's my connection with family, with friends, but also like really practical things like I'm here in the UK on holiday. I've just turned on the aircon unit in my apartment in Panama on my telephone. Yeah. So it's become so useful and so ingrained and intertwined with life. So that 10-day retreat taught me that I could take a complete digital detox. And, you know, the world still kept spinning. My family were fine, thank God. You know, I was fine. And what I found on that retreat was because there was nothing external to interact with, the conversation was internal. And the first 3 days, it took me 3 days to actually get my mind to actually slow down to a point where I was having a conversation with myself about myself. And that was the first time in a long time I'd connected with me at an inner level, at a deep level. And then the rest of the week was like really going deeper and deeper into that conversation and connecting with parts of myself. There's a methodology in coaching called family systems or constellations, which is where your body's made up of different persons or different identities. And so I was able to reconnect with the different identities of who is Alec Jiggins, and listen to what they were saying. Yeah. And by the end of that 10 days, I didn't want to have my phone back because I'd found a level of peace and contentment. And then I set myself the challenge that I think you're going to come out the other side of this week is, how do I consciously use technology, but then also having the time where there is no tech? Do you know, it's really interesting. I was talking a year ago with Professor Stephen Peters. He's the author of The Chimp Paradox. Fascinating. He's really into brain. And I was talking about brain chemistry. And just recently, there's been some research that has come out that our brain chemistry is changing because the constant need to be checking social media or to be checking news or to be checking emails, that's feeding a cortisol loop. So the stress hormone cortisol is being ramped up. And then we get the dopamine hit when we get the like on our social media post, or when we find that gratification. So it's becoming a cycle of cortisol and dopamine and cortisol and dopamine. And in my conversation with Professor Peters, we were looking at, the brain structure, because it all comes down to the amygdala, that kind of animal reptilian, or as he calls it, the chimp brain. And, the chimp doesn't listen to reason. That's the job of the human. So our chimp brain wants that gratification. It wants that constant supply of dopamine and cortisol. Whereas we, the human, we've got to kind of teach the chimp how to responsibly use the tech that we've got at our disposal. I'm a big fan of journaling, and asking myself the tough questions. And you can only do that when you've got a piece of when you're with yourself. So turning off the cell phone and having that time with yourself. And you're dead right there, Jan. We distract ourselves from reality because we're afraid to deal with the pain of being quiet, of listening to what our inner self is saying. We all carry things from our childhood. We're all trying to heal some part of the inner child. Regardless of our upbringing, however good it was, we all feel a sense of trauma and healing the inner child. But if you're constantly distracting from that conversation, from that inner work, then you're never going to heal, and you're never going to fully mature and actualize as an adult. And people can distract themselves with online activities. They can distract themselves with alcohol or gambling or whatever. But it's giving yourself that time that you're going to experience this week of just being present with yourself and listening to what your body and your mind wants to say.
I'm excited. And do you have any suggestions for me? Maybe things I should try while I'm doing this, like journaling. You said it's a really nice idea. I will definitely journal during this week. Maybe some other tips?
There's a kind of meditation that I teach my clients to really bring the cortisol down very quickly, which is where you put your finger and thumb together and you make very slow circles with very slight pressure. And when you do that for a period of 2 minutes, it actually reduces your cortisol by about 25% in the space of 2 minutes. And it also then boosts the positive, so the endorphins and the positive chemicals, by about 25%. So within a couple of minutes, you actually start to clear the mind. Every hour or 2 hours, regardless of what you're doing, just take a moment to sit there for a minute or two and just do this. It's very simple. I call it finger meditation. Just 1 or 2 minutes of finger meditation, and it will just help you to quiet the mind and to reduce the cortisol from your body.
Thank you so much, Alec. These were all very helpful tools, and I will see how this week goes. I'm excited, a little bit anxious, as you said. I don't know how it will turn out. I don't know how much I am addicted to these technologies. I can never know until I try. But I'm excited, and I will see how it goes. Do you have anything else that you want to share with me, or is that it?
I'm excited for you.
Thank you.
My retreat gave me a whole different way of interacting with technology. So I'm excited for you. I want to hear how it goes.
Thank you so much. I'm truly thankful that you took time from your vacation to speak actually with me. It just proves the kind of person you are, the integrity you have, and that you really have a heart that wants to help. So thank you so much, sir.
Absolute pleasure, Dejan. Good luck.
Seven days ago, a future version of me came back to the past and told me to throw my phone, to remove all electronics, to turn off the TV, and to just be in the present moment for the next 7 days. Why? This version of me said that I will discover the greatest superpower of all. And I did. Now I'm going to explain to you a little bit about what this superpower is that we all have. Probably you've noticed, but recently it seems like time has been speeding up, accelerating. Like every day is passing faster and faster. A lot of us think that it's because we grow older, that we perceive time differently. That's why time seems to pass faster. However, these 20 years, it seems like time has really been accelerating day by day. How much one day was lasting 5 years ago, today is almost on half. At least it feels like this. Well, let me tell you something about time. As you grow older, it's normal for time to seem like it's passing faster. However, our generation has something very unique. After 2005, 2010, something happened and time has been even more accelerating, and we're all feeling it. It's not because you're getting older, it's because of something else. Now think about it. What happened in 2005, 2010? Smartphones, social media, and the internet became more present into our daily lives, which means that the digital world became more integrated into our day-to-day life. Now, time itself has not been accelerating. Your perception of time has been affected. Time in itself has not been affected. What this means? Attention equals your perception of time. Think of it like this. Think like your attention is a pebble and time is a river. And when the pebble is on the river, it feels the stream passing. However, if you take the pebble away from the river will keep passing, but the pebble will not feel the stream of the river. And then when you get back into the river, when you get your pebble back, your attention back into the river of time, you will feel time again, but a lot of water has passed. And it will feel for you like in a blink of an eye, months, years have passed. Why? Because your attention was not here. In the past, our attention was more present into this moment right now. But with all this technology, our attention has been scattered, and that's why the effect of time passing faster has been increased. Now, this tells us one more thing, that if something can take our attention and make time pass faster, then if we take our attention back, we can slow down time. And that's exactly what happened this week when I did the digital detox. The moment I turned off all electronics, I thrown my phone into the drawer, and I just focused on being here with myself, I felt peace that I haven't felt for a long time. And I have experienced something that I haven't experienced for an even longer time. Free time in my day. Free time to be with myself, free time to focus on the things that I want to do. Free time to spend with people that I love. And to be fully there, fully attentive to them. This has made my days richer, has made my days feel slower, and has made me feel more within the days. It was such a beautiful thing to just wake up and not need to check your phone, not need to check what's happening in some place in the other side of the world, not need to be in touch with the latest news or trends, to reply to messages, just to be there, present in the morning with yourself, with the people who are there around you, and just feel the morning sun, the morning air, the nature around you. That's such a gift that we are missing because technology and the digital world is so much integrated into our day-to-day life. Now, this is the harsh truth. We cannot live in two worlds simultaneously. Our attention has to be in one of these two worlds. So what world you're gonna choose, that's the world that you're gonna experience. The digital world doesn't have time. It exists in the virtual. The real world has time. And if your attention is not in the physical world, then time will seem for you like it's passing faster and faster because your attention in the physical world is less and less. But this gives you your greatest power, your greatest superpower to expand and shrink time by will, to make time feel longer and make time feel faster just by you directing your attention. Controlling your attention is the greatest power, the greatest ability you can have in the modern world because everybody is fighting for it. And the best way you can actually take back most of your attention is to do this digital detox for a couple of days, just to see what I mean when I speak this. Now, it's not gonna be easy. And during these 7 days, because I was not using technology, I didn't record anything. However, I had a journal that I was writing, and I will share with you a little bit right now what I experienced the first couple of days, and then what are the real lessons that I learned at the end of this journey. Now, as I started the digital detox, it wasn't smooth from the beginning. I felt like I'm missing out on something. Like somebody will need me, somebody will need to contact me, and I will not be there to answer. I always felt like I'm missing on something, like I'm wasting time, like life is passing me by, which is pretty ironic because for the first time I was actually fully present in the real life, in the real world. Those are the tricks that the mind will play on you because you're too much used to live between these two worlds. My mind was too loud. It was always reminding me of things that need solving, like the bills I need to pay, the tasks I need to finish, all the things that are just there in the background of the mind now became more into the front lines. They were more loud, and I felt like I couldn't relax. I felt like every time I was there with myself, this thing here was too loud and it was distracting me with what I need to do. So I was always trying to do something. I was always trying to finish my tasks, but then I was reminding myself to just slow down, to take it easy, because the whole point of this is to slow down, is to actually take my attention back, even if it's being stolen by your own mind. So the best thing you can do in these moments is to actually breathe, pause, and let these thoughts fly by, because sooner or later they will just dissipate and your mind will become silent. Now, as days were passing by, things started feeling a lot better. I felt mentally rested, and for a long while, as I said, I haven't felt a mental peace like that. I haven't felt calm like that, because the world was slower, the world was calmer, my mind was calmer, and I can finally rest. As I said, I didn't need to check what's new. I didn't need to build anything digital to create any content. I didn't need to reply messages. I was there just for the people that were around me, the people I love, and the people that really matter in my life. I was able to just chill, to relax, to spend my time without thinking, without feeling I haven't worked enough, without watching something, just being here with myself, with my thoughts, with every person around me. I feel like I awakened from a long hypnosis. I don't even need to think about anything. There was no noise and everything was clear. Now, the last days I was feeling clarity, mental energy, awareness, not just for the real world, but for everything I think and feel, everything that's happening within me. Things were far more clear, things that I didn't know how to solve, the solutions felt much more clearer. I felt like, oh my God, it's obvious how I didn't think of this before. So my focus, my way to find solutions was also enhanced. It literally feels like you are waking up from a dreamland, from a long hypnosis. And the sad part is that you see around you and you see people that are still being sucked into these types of doorways into the digital world. And it's literally like these devices are grabbing their attention and it's sucking it away from this reality. Yes, these tools, we all need them, but people are not using these tools consciously. They're being used by these tools and you can see it. It's not like they're consciously choosing. It's like they don't have what to do, and the best possible option is the thing they have in the pocket, so they open it and it's the easiest way away from this reality. So their attention is being sucked away from them because they're willingly giving it away. The beautiful lies and the ugly illusions, they disappear and they lose meaning. I realized how big of a waste of time all entertainment is basically. YouTube, TV shows, movies, games, social media. These are the things that steal your life. You really don't miss them at all. You lack clarity of the real important things that you should direct your attention toward. That's the biggest issue. You don't know how to spend your time. So you let yourself get distracted. You want to escape your responsibilities into the digital dreamland. It's easy, quick, accessible everywhere at any time, even when you go to bathroom. You don't spend your time consciously. You don't live for anything. You just let life happen, pass, and your attention goes wherever the wind blows, so to say. That's the real problem. And I felt a little bit angry. I felt a little bit alone and isolated because all of the people around me were in the digital world. Even my wife, she was scrolling on Instagram. She was sending me things on Instagram. I couldn't see them. So I was feeling like I am the one that is being left out. And I asked myself, I got almost 7 to 9 hours back into my daily life by not working on my laptop, by not opening my phone, by not watching TV. 9 hours. You know how much that is. But I was thinking to myself, if everybody is not here, then what should I do with these things alone? If everyone is in prison and you are the only one free on the outside, are you really the free one? Where is the real life happening? Inside a fake digital prison where everybody lives half asleep, or on the outside where the real world is, but nobody's attention is there? I was asking these questions and I asked my wife, and then she said something brilliant. You are the free one because you can free others. And that's exactly why I'm making these videos, to help you become more aware of your superpowers, of your abilities, of your greatest ability of all, your attention. Take it back. So what should I do with the things that I got back? Whatever I want. We are in the real world. And I invite you to come back. I want you to try this digital detox because you really will find something that you lost a long time ago, your greatest superpower. And it's not about not using these tools. It's about consciously using these tools. And there is a world of a difference between being unconscious and being sucked by these tools and consciously using them for your benefit. So, there's only one thing left for me to do, and that's to go back to the past.